Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Magandang umaga po and welcome to our show, Usapang Kalusugan. I'm your host, Leo Rosa, with my companion here, si Brother Vic Chua. And we will be discussing many things that are very important to you sa umaga pong ito. Pag-uusapan natin yung digestive system mo, yung bacterial balance mo dito, at saka kung anong koneksyon nito sa ibang bahagi ng katawan. Kasi matagal na naman namin sinasabi sa inyo, naku, itong katawan natin, tuhog-tuhog lahat. May koneksyon. Pag nagkaroon ka ng problema sa isa, may problema ka sa buong katawan. Madalas. Alam mo, actually, scripturally, that's true, no? Diba sabi sa scripture, if one part of the body ails, the whole body ails. Ang buong katawan na naaapekto. Kanya po sa umagang ito, ang ating panauhin ay isang PhD, pero siya ay doktor na at he does a lot of research, especially in China, on these microorganisms at anong ginagawa nito sa katawan natin. Siya po wala ng iba kundi si Dr. Erwin D. Torres, ND and PhD. And he says, I said, a microbiologist and a lifetime member po ng Philippine College for Advancement in Medicine, yung PICAM. And meron din siyang radio program where he talks about many of these issues. Kanya lang ngayon, dinadala namin sa inyo on television para makita nyo at madinig ninyo. Alam po ninyo, napakahaba ng kanyang ng kanyang biodata. We are going to try to simplify that para sabihin na lang natin that his work as a microbiologist will enable us to understand, para maunawaan po natin ang paano natin pangangalagaan ng ating kalusugan at ang kalagayan ng ating katawan. Alright, so Doc Erwin at Brother Vic, let's begin. Maybe but I can turn to Dr. Erwin to give us a brief overview of the microorganisms in the body. And kasi marami kasing mga misconceptions on what these organisms are. And you know, as a result of a large part of the history of allopathic medicine, they began, and you know, there is a common misconception that microorganisms are therefore bad para sa katawan.
Ang iniisip kasi, madami sa atin, pag narinig microbes, bad, kailangan antibiotics kaagad.
Ayun.
Pero there are good microbes in the body. Tinatawag natin, meron tayong tinatawag na normal microflora, kung saan nandun yung magkasama yung good and bad microorganism. Hindi pwedeng puro good. Hindi naman pwedeng wala yung bad. Kasi there are cases na meron ding ginagawa, even yung bad, meron ding tulong na ginagawa sa ating katawan. We just need to balance it.
Okay, so nakikita natin po dito na actually sa akin I really do not, maybe it's just a matter of distinguishing between one and the other and finding out paano nagbabalance ito sa katawan natin. Pero to me, it's really not very good to label bad bacteria because all of them, the good as well as the bad, have a function in the body. Matter of fact, kung wala kang bad bacteria, malaki rin ang problema mo.
Although merong mga microbes sa ating katawan, normally nandyan lang siya. But when they go to other parts of the body, pwede siyang maging dahilan ng sakit. Example, halimbawa, yung sa pisngi natin, madaming streptococcus, staphylococcus. That's normal in our face. Pero
paano lahat ng tao naglalagay ng mga cleansing agents,
nasisira yun,
nasisira yung floor, lalong natutuyo ang balat
Kailangan din kasi natin ang microbes in that sense na magbibigay protection sa ating balat. Pero pag yung staphylococcus na ito pumunta sa other parts of the body, pwede siyang maging dahilan ng pigsa. Halimbawa, sa unan, humiga tayo, napunta yung microbe sa unan, tapos sabi nung matatanda, huwag kang uupo sa unan kasi magkakapigsa. So scientifically, it could be true kasi yung microbes na nasa pisngi natin, pag napunta dun sa puwet natin, magkukos siya ng infection.
Well, that's not always the case. It depends kung ano ang receptivity nung balat mo dun sa microbe na yun or whether there is sufficient. But the body also, if your immune system is healthy, has ways of disabling many of that bacteria that are in the wrong places.
Yung good balance kasi, it should be just 15% yung bad, 85% yung good.
Sinasabi nga nila, mga 4-1 nga daw ang dapat na ratio between the good and the bad, no? But you need both.
We need both.
Okay. So yun ang ating kailangang makita rito na in terms of our GI system or gastrointestinal system, you need a very healthy balance yan. At ang digestive system kasi, nag-uumpisa pa sa bibig pa lamang. Kanya kung minsan pag nakikita ko yung mga adverts na nagsasabi, matanggal yung bacteria sa mouth mo. Sabi ko, hindi naintindihan itong mga tao itong sinasabi nila eh.
Kasi we need microbes also
In the mouth.
In the mouth for the digestion. Kasi with that, may mga enzymes na nare-release. At the same time, microbes also releases enzymes to digest our food.
Tapos bibigyan ka ng mga pangmumugmot lahat. Actually, what causes bad breath is not necessarily bacteria but some of the sulfur-based substances na sa bibig. Yun ang nagbibigay ng baho sa bibig eh. So, kung kayo ito titingin at magagargle dyan ng mouthwash, hindi maaari ng mouthwash na aalisin lahat ng bacteria sa bibig mo.
Meron na rin naman ngayon ng mga healthy na mouthwash na walang alcohol. So that's good na hindi na masisira yung normal flora ng bibig natin.
Okay, but even sometimes ang problema dito, maski na yung mga pansipilyo natin, yung toothpaste, it's being advertised as cleaning your mouth and getting rid of bacteria na meron pa mga test, you've got an overgrowth of bacteria. And it's nonsense.
For me, it's also nonsense.
Di ba? Pasensya na po kayo, huwag kayo magagalit. Ito, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan na huwag magagalit. Ano ba ang tamang ano? In other words, we have to be careful. Yung idea na, meron kang mikrobyo, kailangan natin poksain yan at patayin lahat ng mikrobyo. You may leave the person sicker than...
So yun yung binabanggit natin na paradigm shift na pag narinig na bacteria, wag yung isipin na it's bad, cause of infection. Kasi mas madaming good benefits ang microbes sa ating katawan. In fact, kung walang microbes, hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng digestion.
At least nai-impair yung digestion. No? Kanya sinasabi namin dito, no? Pag kumakain tayo, sa bibig pa lamang, ang proseso natin po ng pagmuya ng pagkain, nagre-release na yan ng mga saliva at enzymes dito sa ating inunguya. So dito pa lang nag-uumpisa na yung pag-breakdown ng pagkain, which is called the digestive process, habang ito ay bumababa hanggang dumating sa ating tiyan. So kung wala kang bakterya sa bibig mo o nabawasan ng ustot, napakakaunting bakterya, that means the digestive process cannot take place efficiently.
Isa po yun. So, hindi maging efficient. And take note, sa pagpili kasi ng mga probiotic products, ang kailangan kasi dito, take note, it's number game paramihan. At meron...
Para ma-maintain yung 4-to-1 ratio.
Kasi ang laban natin talaga, number game parang nasa Congress lang tayo and Senate na paramihan good and bad or opposition administration. Ganon din sa microbes.
Sa katawan natin, no?
Ganon
Iba-ibang well, ito nga itatanong ko siya. Una-una, let's go a little bit back to it. When you talk of probiotics, I guess that falls into the category of naiintindihan natin na good bacteria.
Good bacteria.
Okay? And you need about, on a daily basis, they say you need about 8 billion.
Kasi sa research, yung ating stomach lining or yung sagat natin, ang concentration ng microbe is about 8 billion per square centimeter.
Ganun kadami, no?
Ganun kadami. So, if you're taking less than that, so it's useless. Kasi
in other words, if you take less than that, pababa yung probiotics mo, yung good bacteria mo sa tiyan mo. Alam mo, kasi sinasabi nga nila, ang buong katawan daw ng tao, it contains more than 100 trillion cells.
napakarami.
And only 15 to 18% is truly you. The rest are other symbiotic organisms like good bacteria, bad bacteria, viruses, fungus, and all the other microorganisms. Na bahagi talaga ng katawan natin and without which we cannot survive.
Kasi right now, ang daming mga, di ba, napansin nyo, ang daming lumabas na mga supplements, iba-iba. Pero nakakalimutan natin yung microbes na dapat nandun talaga sa ating katawan. Kasi
Okay.
even if you're taking other products, if you don't have good microbes or enough microbes in the body, useless din yung mga iniinom natin eh.
Okay, matanong ko sa iyo, Doc Erwin, dito, no? Okay, there are some supplements that you will buy. They contain only a single organism. What is better, that or something which is maybe 8 billion but is a combination,
For me,
a cocktail of probiotics?
it's a better multi-strain product.
Multi-strain
Multi-strain
product.
product.
Okay, so you will, pag nakakakita kayo dyan ng mga produkto, ang dalawang pinakamahalagang consideration for supplementation with probiotics, no?
It's
One,
multi-strain.
you have a cocktail or iba-ibang klaseng probiotic. At pangalawa,
Yung
gaano kadami?
it should
yung
be
amount. 8 billion,
8
gamo.
billion, that's the minimum.
That's the minimum. So, what is it bad if you then take, if one capsule says contains 8 billion, is it bad to take 2?
No,
Kung 16 billion ang i-ingest mo.
no overdosing for microbes kasi it's mas madami, mas maganda.
Hindi ba yun mawawalan din ng balance?
No, it's a competition kasi sa ating gut eh. Kaya nagtatanong iba, bakit nandyan yung bad microbes, hindi sila nagkukos ng infection. So, kasi ang nangyayari doon, unahan sila doon sa space, doon sa stomach lining.
Oo.
So, dahil doon sa pag-uunahan nila na yun, hindi sila nagkukos ng sakit unless na yung isang microbes mapunta
Sa ibang parte.
sa ibang parte ng katawan na hindi ganun kadami yung
What
microbes.
causes that? Bakit lumilipat yung microbe or mikrobyo sa ating tawag dito mula sa ating tiyan at lumilipat sa ibang bahagi ng ating katawan? Like for example, some of these bad bacteria can eventually end up and cause problems in your heart.
Usually kung sa heart merong gum disease, so
Yun.
pumasok
Doon ang
sa bibig,
pinanggagalingan.
pumasok yung microbes. Others, microbes, yung nagkukos yan ng like UTI.
Oo. Yun, sa urinary tract
So,
infection po
ang
yung
concern
UTI.
naman doon is hygiene. Usually sa mga babae, yung hygiene, yung paano nila
Nililinis ang kanilang
Nililinis,
sarili.
oo.
Pero that is a limited remedy also because you can only do so much to try and clean, no? In other words, if there is a basic problem in the bladder and the kidney connection, etc., that may cause UTI, kung mayroong infection or irritation na pumanik,
one factor also is our immune system also. Kasi
Dapat.
ang microbes, sina-challenge ng immune system to produce antibodies.
oo.
So,
That is also part of the body's ability to restrict the overgrowth of certain bacteria, no?
so ganun yung nangyayari. So, ang daming mga research regarding probiotics na pwede siya ngayon for autism, for ADHD kasi it helps na ma-detox tayo with the heavy metals na siyang tinitingnan ngayon na isang cause ng behavioral problem sa mga bata.
Well, there are also a number of remedies that can be done with respect to detoxification, no? Ano ba, ikaw ba, do you suggest, payo mo ba, mag-detoxify ang tao sa kanilang digestive
We need
system?
to detoxify and for me, wag tayo lang na mag-stick to one detox program kasi it's like then taking vitamins. We need multivitamins, ganun din. So, from time to time, maghanap tayo ng ways na gumawa para mag-detox. So, ang daming way to detox like taking fruits and vegetable juices. Then, after that, you take probiotics just to replace yung mga bacteria sa ating katawan.
So in other words, normally, you can get much of this through the diet and what you eat, no? But at the same time, kung unbalanced ang diet mo, pag sobrang-sobra ka sa mga red meats, etc., you create a very acidic environment in your body or in your digestive system. Ang mangyayari naman dito, di ba, Brother Vic, ang ma-encourage naman to proliferate will be the bad bacteria because they need a very acidic environment. Napiperwisyo naman ang good bacteria which needs a much more much less acidic environment, no? So ang pH balance mo kailangan tumaas. Pag bumaba yan sa digestive system mo, wala. Parang biglang susubo lahat ng mga bad bacteria and overwhelm the good bacteria. And then you begin to experience problems in your own stomach like the irritable bowel syndrome
Yung
and a number
mga
of other.
gastrointestinal
Oo.
problems, so, ang laki ng role na ginagampanan ng microbes. Even, halimbawa, ulcer, there are ulcers na ang dahilan ay yung microbes na Helicobacter pylori.
Helicobacter pylori,
So,
yeah.
Kung iinom ka ng microbes, let's accept na ang concentration ng Helicobacter pylori is 8 billion per square inch or centimeter. So if you're taking a microbe that less than that, paano mo tatalunin yung 8 billion kung you're taking just only 1 million?
Oo.
So-
well, maybe part of it is answered by the fact that the immune system will produce some antibodies for it, I presume. Pero mukhang hindi nangyayaring masyado, ano?
So once na compromise yung health, kasi nga yung diet mo hindi okay, yung lifestyle mo hindi okay, so yung function na ito ng katawan talagang compromise din.
Well, yes, Brother Vic.
Yeah, yung sinasabi natin, importance of itong mga additive, kung papansinin mo, in the early part, yung nutritional supplementation, yung mga multivitamins, they are actually nothing but chemical
Preparations.
compound. Then later on, napapansin natin, pumasok na tayo sa more bioavailable, katulad halimbawa, fruits and vegetables. Pero ngayon, ang ginagawa nila, kung papansinin, no, aside from yung fruits and vegetables, which has already enzyme and some they now add on. They now add on in order to make it a holistic approach na kumpleto. Why? Because they know for a fact na halimbawa, kailangan natin not only enzyme but also probiotics.
Alam mo, the natural way, why is it that natural substances are able to attack harmful bacteria or organisms? And hindi na, kasi ang antibiotic, usually, kung ito ang problema, itong sagot. Kanya napakabilis mag-develop ng immunity nitong microbe na ito to antibiotic treatments, no?
Kaya meron na ngayon tayo
in a space of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they can develop already a defense mechanism na hindi na nagiging effective ang antibiotic. And so what happens with prolonged use of antibiotics is nagkakaroon ka ngayon ng mga super bacteria that is resistant to antibiotic. Tapos ang sagot lang dito, lakasan ng dosage.
Actually,
It becomes a real problem.
that's our concern now with the re-emerging microbes like yung SARS,
All antibiotic
H1N1.
resistant.
There are all antibiotic resistance kasi we try to develop vaccine against them pero hindi natin
Hindi naman
nakikita.
kompletong nangyayari.
Yeah, we need to enhance our body, our immune system. For me, it's better na instead of giving vaccine, you just need to enhance your body ability to fight those microorganisms.
But there is one thing about natural substances used to counter bad bacteria or offensive microorganisms. They are attacked by the things that are contained in natural plants and substances in a multiplicity, bang maraming paraan para pumuksa. Hindi ngayon malaman ng microbe paano siya ngayon at saan siya mag-a-adjust. That's why they are not able to develop effective antibodies. And this is why natural substances that have a lot of, quote, antibiotic capabilities, but are natural and are not chemical, become in the end much more effective in the long run because hindi makahanap ng process of adjustment yung microbe to resist the way they are being attacked. Because lahat po niyang mga microbes na yun sa katawan natin, meron kanilang defense system yan di ba?
We also have what we call prebiotics. Like
Prebiotics, tama ka.
yung enzyme, it could also serve as prebiotics. Other antimicrobial herbs like or plant like garlic and onion, they have antimicrobial effect. But it will serve as
allicin, the acid
prebiotics
allicin,
to good microbes. Or prebiotics, we call that as food for the good
For the good bacteria.
bacteria.
Okay. From meron tayo, nag-umpisa dumarating ang ating mga text from 0916-736-1553. Doc, ano po ang supplement na pwedeng inumin or food na pwedeng kainin to help digestion?
Kasi sa digestion, we need enzyme, we need fiber, we need probiotics. But aside from that, you need exercise Kasi sometimes, nakakalimutan natin, gusto lang natin, inom tayo ng kung ano-ano. Yung
Pero
other
ang
aspect,
lifestyle, hindi
yung
na
lifestyle
mabago.
hindi. Kasi sa digestion, we need exercise para gumalaw yung peristalsis natin.
Oh, alam po yung peristalsis, yun yung paggalaw ng ating colon para itulak yung dumi papunta sa ating puwet, no? Kasi pag bumabagal yan, minsan kanya nagkakaroon ng constipation, mahirap dumumi because the peristaltic action is sluggish. What they call, you develop what they call a lazy colon. Di
Kasi
ba?
eto yan, napapansin natin, yung madami sa ating Pinoy, ang lapit lang ng pupuntahan, magta-tricycle pa, magta-taxi pa.
Oo, maglakad ka na lang para
Pero-
ma-ersisyo ka.
Punta ka sa ibang bansa, talagang maglalakad ka eh. In US, when I'm in China, in
Hindi
Hong
kasi
Kong,
dito,
naglalakad.
pag nakita naglalakad ka, that means mahirap ka. Dahil kailangan kaya mong mag-tricycle. Crazy reasons, but 0915-520-6161. My son at 2 years old had H. pylori. Ano po ba ang cause noon at bumabalik po ba yon? If so, paano maiwasan ang pagbalik ng H. pylori?
Kasi ang H. pylori nasa katawan natin. Kaya lang,
Hindi mo pwedeng alisin lahat yan eh.
nagbigay ka ng condition para sila ay
Lumaganap.
lumaganap. So, kailangan pala kasi ng immune system.
Correct.
Second is, labanan natin with probiotics also. In fact, there are cases kami na instead of giving antibiotics for H. pylori, mega dose of probiotics. Kasi number game lang, labanan lang sila ng paramihan.
Labanan for space.
Yun yung nangyayari, yung space. So, pag binigyan mo siya ng maraming probiotics, umaalis sila eh. At the same time, you develop
Ano,
also,
umaalis or you induce some kind of cell apoptosis?
umaalis sila,
Eh, saan
then
pumupunta?
lumalabas, sumasama
Sumasama na sa dumi.
sa dumi.
Ayun. So this is both an action to restrict their growth as well as an action to cause them to be eliminated by the body.
Although there are substances na puproduce like acetic acid para mag-cause yung ibang microbes na kaya nga mapababa yung virulence, yung the way na magkukos sila ng
Kasi pagka
infection.
lumalaganap, di ba, parang nagiging mas matapang yung timpla nung offensive bacteria or microbe, di
Mas
ba?
marami sila.
Pagka mas marami, di siyempre, mas malakas, mas malaking impluensya sa katawan.
Kasi ang tanong yan, bakit sila dumadami? Kundi yung condition nila ay tama para sila magparami.
Okay, let's give an example, Doc, no? Hindi ba, Brother Vic, ang problema nandyan kung minsan, una, masyadong acidic ang environment
Isa
ng
yun.
katawan. Eh, yun po ay conducive to the growth of all the, what we call the bad or offensive bacteria.
Isa pa, binibigyan natin ng food yung microbes. Iron.
Iron.
Avoid iron, any iron supplements or products with iron if you have infection. Kasi they are food for the bad
Kasi that causes
bacteria.
that also, too much iron causes your body environment to be very acidic. So, natutulungan ngayon na lumaganap ang mga bad bacteria.
Kaya nga, ako pag, halimbawa, merong trangkaso, huwag niyong bigyan ng mga multivitamins, especially ngayon, ang lahat halos ng
Kadapot ng
multivitamins
iron.
with iron. Eh. So, sa halip na lumalakas ka, nakaka-recover ka agad yung katawan, matagal eh, dahil pinaparami mo pa yung bad bacteria mo.
Okay, dito po natin makikita na habang iron is good and is needed by the body, pag nawala yung balanse, itong sitwasyon na ito ngayon na lumalaganap ang bad bacteria, lalo mo ngayon sasaksakan ng iron, lalong titibay because the environment becomes a little bit more acidic. So ang kailangan dito, you did things that will cool and calm and alkalinize your environment a little bit more. Yan, pwede rin mo rin gawin yan sa pamamagitan ng tubig na iniinom mo. You can now go to a lot of water stations and you can almost make to order the alkalinity of the water. Yung tinatawag nilang Kangen water, di ba? Na maybe at about 7.5. Kung meron ka infection, maybe up to 8, 8.5 pwede hanggang ma-restore yun. But the ideal would be to maintain the alkalinity of your system is about 7.5. So yun ang pwede mo rin gawin kung meron kang severe infection. Kasi po, the more acidic your environment, the more beneficial it is to harmful bacteria and organisms.
Meron tayong, makita natin yung progress of ng mga, even pharmaceutical company. Dati pag may ulcer ka, ang sabi nila, kailangan takpan. No?
Lalagyan ka lang ng lint. Ang ginagawa nila ito, basta meron kang ulcer, bibigyan ka ng pantakip dun sa
Pantakip.
sugat. But it does not do anything for
They
the...
found out that tinakpan mo, pa sa ilalim, may
Nandun pa rin.
nandiyan yung H. pylori.
Nagtatago kasi yung H. pylori doon sa beneath the mucous membrane of the... Kanya hindi namamatay yan in the digestive process eh. Nagtatago sa likod ng mucous membrane, large